Okay, so he's thinking that these bumps are like boobs, and there's just too many of them, and I believe they're tendon enthesis, and I'll show you as we go forward here. All right, he's looking down at this, and this is like, I believe, the outside layer of skin, to be perfectly honest with you, and they're locked in with all these little tendon anchors that tip off the top of these little domes, and he's going to be standing on one of these in a minute. You see, he'll be right on top of that one, but they're all over here, and that is not a boob. That's not a boob. That's not a boob. I don't think. Well, you know, I'm pretty sure it's not. Now he's standing on top of that. Look at this. Look at the size of that thing. Now, it's obvious. There's no question whatsoever. It's biology. But you see this down here? That's like a strap. That to me looks like a tendon strap. And this also looks like a tendon emplacement. And where he's standing could have been where the little strap came out the top. I don't know. Look at that. Now all of that is muscle. To me, that's muscle. It's some kind of biological striation. This is not just sedimentation. It's crazy to pass it off that way, or it's magma. It's always one or the other, sedimentation or magma. Now, he's standing on the top of that. Could this have been a strap? I show him all the time with the straps running. Wherever it ran to, I have no idea. Could this be some form of a tendon enthesis? It's possible. Look at the size of that thing. He stands on the top. All of that is tissues, layers of tissue. And there he is on the top. Now see all that little stuff? It could have been a strap going there. But this is all layers of tissue. I'm going to show you another one where they claim millions of years all this took. Well, this is biology. Now, how it got so big and how it got to be here is some kind of a gigantic, absolutely stunningly enormous creature that died. Now, how long did it take to die? I don't think very long. Whether it's part of the earth, they said there was giants in the earth in those days, and after that, there was more giants when man came and populated the earth and mated with angels, is what they say. This is all what I'm just telling you what's said. And then there was more giants, and those I have no problem. I have I have them all over the place here, and some of mine are DNA tested. That's a hair follicle from some giant creature. I've shown this hundreds of times, and not to have anybody in archaeology or anybody in the educational system, they absolutely refuse to engage. It's not that I'm wrong. It's just they refuse to engage because it changes everything. It's very distressing to think that they can get away with that, to be perfectly honest with you. All right, so he's out there looking for boobs in the wilderness, and he did not find them, but these are boobs in the wilderness. Now, you see these little stripes here going through? You say, well, come on, what is that, Roger? Well, that's connective tissue. That right there is the sternum. These are the mammary glands. This is connective tissue. This is the linea alba that runs right down the center and this comes down to abrupt transitions as it filters into the body proper. And these are the connective tissues. Now, looking at what the breasts look like, these little things at the top here, this relates to the female breast anatomy. Right there, you see it? That's what we were just looking at. Now let me show you something else. Now you see this? The same thing here. This is an abrupt transition from the connective tissue where it makes a transition for whatever reason. They go from, well, I'm going to show you some anatomical. You see the different conditions they come. these are all connective tissues, and in between is the muscle stuff that can contract and creates mobility in your body. But you have to have strength, and that's where the connective tissue comes in, and they will have abrupt transitions. Now here, let me show you. I'm just going to turn this around quickly. Oops. All right. Let me just focus in on, you see the abrupt transitions and all, how intricate those connective tissues are? There's all kind of different depths that they show in this anatomy book here. So you can see that that is what we're just looking at in the desert over here. All right, now that body tissue is obviously from something extremely gigantic. There's a guy standing here, a person, and here's another one here. This is that abrupt transition area. What this was, I don't know. This guy's taking pictures, but you can see how unbelievable this stuff is, and how absolutely enormous. That's a little red blood vessel right there. And you know, if anybody wanted to look at this with a biological, anatomical eye and a mud fossil understanding, you can't miss it. It's not possible to miss this. The only way is to dismiss this. This is not sedimentation. This red is the red blood of the muscly part, and this is the connective tissue. That guy's van is here. This is what they claim, and I showed you all these layers. These layers, that was one creature fell over dead. How long it took them, I don't know. It certainly didn't take them millions of years. They say this is layer after layer after layer after layer. No, absolutely not. That is the central core of a tendon. That's the ball that latches in with a tendon. All these stripes and straps are what floats in a tendon, because that has to twist. That's the pivotal point. And I have in my shop here, I have basically the same thing, only in stones, right here. This is a bone. This shot is the same as this picture, only the bone is up here so you don't see it. What are we seeing in this picture? We're seeing this right here. You see that dot right there? That's right here. That's the center part of the tendon. It locks in to muscle. The muscle pulls like this. These are the connective tissues, as I showed you in the other ones. It needs a ton of blood, and here's where the blood comes. And it saturates all this with blood so that it can do its pulling. This does not require blood. That's why it's brown. It's almost no blood in tendons. It's just like a rubber band, and a tough one. Tough. And that's the central core right there. So that means this was like on a shoulder or something. And it could move this way and that way. But it had to be pinned into this. And this probably, the whole thing rocked. And this could rock as well. So I believe this to the whole arm, I'm saying it might be an arm, I don't know. The whole thing could go like this and that, but this could also go like this and that, or up this way and that way, something like that. It's a sophisticated little device here. And this is the tendon, and you have abrupt transition, and then you run into the muscle that can really pull and do work. This is just like a shock absorber. Basically, it's a shock absorber, so that you don't rip your muscle out of your bone. See that's how intricate the tendons are when you get down to electron microscope. All these different colors means there's a different type of fiber, and some of them are very tough strength, and some of them give a little extra. As a package together, they create unbelievable structure. And you see how they're all little blocks? It's just incredible how the body is built. That's why they see all these flat sheets. Well, let me show you something of tendon, how they end up being seen in stone from giants. This is an absolute mind blower. You see the little blocky things? That's how many fibers come out of one of these little hexagons. Let me show you what they look like when they turn into rock. They don't know this. They're showing the collagen fibers, these different colors I just showed you in an anatomical shot. These different fibers and these different little blocks. Exactly what I showed you a second ago. Now where do you see them on Earth? And don't forget, what they're showing you is one of these little hexagons and all of the tiny fibers that are in that one hexagon. It's just what it is. You have to understand, this is a rope style tendon. And then it breaks into these little blocks, right? And actually they come out more square than what you see here. They come out square. Then you get into the round one, which are in here. And in each one of these round ones, in each one of these, there's a zillion of these. And then there's a zillion of those. And then every one of those is one of these, which is a zillion of parts inside of each one of these. So then inside of each one of these, there's another zillion, and then another zillion, and it just keeps coming down. The fibers are absolutely stunning number of fibers, and they break off flat as a pancake, just like I showed you before in those other two shots. This is how they break off, just flat like that. And here's the different colors, which indicate the different tensile strengths. And these are the blocks, which are the tendons. And these are the tendon fibers. And these are the different collagen fibers. There's 20 different types of collagens. And apparently each fiber can have its own separate type of collagen. And here's the trace to determine the length and and they're coming out of each one of those little hexagons, which is right here. We have no idea about our Earth, none, zero. You see that? It's Getty Images. By the time you get down to the end of the tendon fibers, you're into this stuff. And they start with these big ropes. Can you imagine the strength? And because they have all these different types of collagens, you have 20 different collagens. And there's also keratins. Now, I don't know if they have a mix of the both in here, but these bundles give you so much strength. They can snap, yes. They can snap and break apart like that. You see this all the time. They're everywhere. And they see these well, like Giant's Causeway. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as this. Same thing as this, only it's bigger. They're everywhere. The Earth is just staggeringly large creatures covered this Earth, and the Earth could very well be just made of them.